Hello, my name is Venus West, and this is 5 different ways to use a climb. So what is a climb? It's a type of platform that you can use in various different ways. You can put apart the legs and put them back together. You can stack them, they can float, so they have lots of different purposes. And here's an example of one of them. So I took off the top two, and this means that I can use it to where it tilts back. And you can use this for, starting different things like putting their back feet on the board, eventually leading to handstands. So lots of different ways that you can use these climbs. It's very, very cool. There are many ways that you can use this equipment, but I will be giving you 5 examples for today. So our first example of using a climb is place. Now this is the most common way to use it. It's also the most intended purpose of it. It's a platform, so place is a very good place to start. And I will be demonstrating me using my dog, teaching him how to use a place on this. He's actually never used a climb before, so this will be a good example. I have some treats that are available. They're higher value for him, so he'll want to work for them more. He's not really a food motivated dog though, so if I can get him to work, it's a good thing. So you want to start off by rewarding them for putting a paw up, and then 2 paws, and then eventually you want to do 4 paws, and then you want to start rewarding that heavily, and then going from there, you'll start fading out the lure and rewarding them for just doing it in the first place, and then you can add the command place or whatever command you deem fit. So, cheese, come here, get up. That's a good boy, yes, good boy. Now, place can also be good because it gives a defined area of where they're supposed to be. So if you want to keep them in a specific area, this is a great way to do it. It helps them maintain their stays as well because of this. So, okay. Good boy. So another good way to use the climb is to use it for handling and grooming. For example, place. Come on, good boy. Stay. For example, sit, shake, good boy. I can use it to get them used to me touching their face, touching their ears, touching their paws. Stand, stand, good boy. And I can get touching all over them, and having the context of this place table can help them feel more comfortable with that touch, help them understand that they're in a training environment, not that they're just getting touched randomly. So it can help them feel more comfortable with all of the handling. And it can also be something you can use during grooming to help them understand the context as well, and to know that they're not, that they're in a safer, position, and that they're currently supposed to be in a command. Another good way to use this equipment is for rear end awareness. By making them only use their front paws or back paws, it can help them understand the context of their feet moving better, specifically their back paws, since most dogs have a hard time understanding the rear end. So, or being aware that their rear end is there and moving it in specific directions. So this can help with things like a heel when they need to adjust themselves better into next to your side. So now I will be giving an example. So both paws. Yes, good boy. I want to reward for them only putting their 2 front paws up on it, and then you're going to keep them there while moving them to the side. And then you can start doing that to where you're rotating around the whole entire climb. You can also do that with a bowl, and it helps them understand that their rear end has to move, but their front paws don't, so they have to become more aware of it. Teaching rear end awareness can be really helpful for teaching their mobility in general, so it's important that they understand this one. Overall, rear end awareness is really beneficial to the dog, so it's important that it is a part of training, and a climb can really help with that part of training. So another fun way to use a climb is to use it for agility. So as you can see, I've taken off the top 2 so that we can use it as a hurdle. And some dogs obviously will not be big enough for this one, or their joints might not be stable enough for this one as it is pretty tall. You can also put it on its side like this and use it for a hurdle as well. So there's 2 different ways you could do that. So Patch already knows the over command, so this is helpful in understanding the context of this specific object. He has never jumped over a climb before. You want to teach them by having them in a heel position or just next to you. And you want to have them just walk over it. Yes! 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 Come on! Yay! Good boy! And then you want to repeat that until they get more confident in kind of jumping over it. You can also do it the other way as well. Over! Yes! Yay! Good boy! Lastly, we have water balance. So balancing can be a difficult challenge for most dogs. Shifting their weight and having to be stable on uneven ground can be nerve-wracking for most of them. So I think water balance is a really fun way to use the climb. Basically, since it has air in it, it floats in the water for most dogs, unless they're really, really big. So, of course, take that into account. You want to make sure that they're on it, and then lure them in through the water on the edge, like this, and then reward them heavily for just touching it, and then once they're finally on it, only do it for short periods of time, and they'll soon get comfortable with the climb. Using it for water balance can also really help with their confidence boosting and with trust with their owner as well.
Once he gets all up on there, then I want you to flip the climb out. Just keep him on there. Good job. Yeah, so Vino's reinforcement more than anything is exactly that, getting out of the water. So I'm going to use this in my favor. So instead of forcing him to learn how to jump off the ramp, yes, good boy, go a little bit quicker. Yes, good boy. All I'm doing is teaching him how to jump off the climb to get out of the water.
There are many unique ways to use this tool, so of course have fun and find fun, creative ways to use it.